I don't care who you date, but to date somebody like me or like my wife, like you got to be strong to date me. But I get upset in our area because I've had people tell me to my face, like, man, I only date white girls. Like, what do you mean you only date white girls? You're not making no sense. Like, how you date white girls?
So if you can go out and you can perform, right? You're doing your job. You're excellent at your job. You get promoted. You climb that ladder, right? But if you're a piece of shit, just want to sit at the house all day, not go get a job, not go produce and be a positive influence to society, stay at the bottom, right? I don't care if you're black, white, or whatever, right? We need, just like you just talked about, those excellent figures in our community to look up to, right? And just like you said earlier, which I think was fucking great, is you started out out there on B Street, right? You guys had a lot of hurdles to climb, a lot of mountains to climb, right? To put you in the spots that you guys are now, right? You know, Chris did it a little bit faster, you did a little bit slower, but you guys are getting there, right? Everybody's trying to get there to build up their family, right? And build up their own life, right? I think we got too focused on the racial differences, right? On stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, there is racism out there and all the other stuff, but if you look at today's society, we're manufacturing racism to keep people scared and keep people down. I mean, you take...
My mama dead, my grandmama dead. To keep it honest, I get depressed and be feeling.
Yeah, so the difference is how we grew up is interracial relationships and how we view it and our culture and how we identify with it, you know, and things of that nature.
My view on it?
You ever had any black girls' mouths? I mean, have you had any black girls' mouths?
Well, I don't like to kiss and tell, but yeah, I've dated a couple black girls. I've never dated an Asian chick. My fiance right now, she's Colombian. My ex-wife, she was part Mexican, so my son's like quarter Mexican, I think. If you did all the math right, that stuff. I really don't know what my heritage is, right? We didn't go back and look at all that. Like, I know, like, there's some Irish and Scottish and stuff like that come down through there, but I got to bring a picture for the podcast one time, man. I got this picture. It's an old black and white picture of my family down in Tennessee, and, like, a lot of them's Indian, like Native American Indian. And, man, so, like, growing up, like, I didn't have any black aunts or uncles or anything like that, or any Asian aunts or uncles, anything like that. It was like just everybody was white folks. But like, did anybody really give a shit? I don't know. Nobody really tested the waters, right?
You think, well, before I go, I'm going to ask you, what about, like, was your mom have accepted you bringing a white woman?
I think so. You think so? Yeah, because my mother, she is like, she definitely, like, she like, yeah, she was herself because every time.
Or let me change it. Let me change it. Not your mom. Would the culture, your culture, our culture, accepted us bringing a white woman home or a black girl?
Or I think back in the day, it was a lot different. Back in the day when we was younger, because, you know what I'm saying, I guess because the experimental a little bit all. I mean, we'd have had all kinds of races, you know, come through that block. And then, be as though how we was running the block, it was just like, you know, I guess through word of mouth and through, you know, a lot of people just wanted to come see for themselves.
Yeah.
Because, you know, what's going on around there, like, something unheard of. Like, you would think the talks, you would think that, you know what I'm saying, it was the PJs, but it what?
Yeah.
So we always had some exotic something different coming through. You know, back then it was all about being outside.
Yeah.
It was outside. It wasn't all that. We still had video games, stuff like that, but it was more so you want to be outside. Even if you was a good boy or a bad boy, you want to be outside.
Right.
So it was more things. People was more basketball, football in the middle of the street, riding the bikes. You know what I'm saying? So it was like something different, like being there. Like now it's normal us being on social media. It took me a long time to get on. I think I got. I had it or something like that just because I was trying to do the rap stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I had
I've never heard of it.
I had a music page. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then that's what opened it up for me. Social media. I started meeting different, Filipinos, white.
I played college basketball, right?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. He just got all the white chicks.
No, I'm just saying, I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like college basketball and being one of the top guys in college, it comes with a lifestyle of exposure. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm like, but I still looked at it like if you were in a predominantly all black community. And now you start messing around and fooling around with white girls and stuff. And this is no disrespect. I don't care who you date. Like, it's not, for me, it's not, you should just date white. You should just date black, black. I don't. But I've already experienced a high level of success with sports. So it brought a lot of attention from different cultures of women.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I had to choose, like, man, which one makes more sense for me? And what's made more sense for me, man, is I love my black queens. Like, I love them. Like, I love my black queens. And I get a little upset. The only reason I get upset, and I'm gonna let you go, but I don't want to share this viewpoint, is where we from. I always try to show the power of the black family, right? Because of the myths that was put out there in our generation. Like, we can't do this, we can't be that. So I'm like, look, I got a black kid that's successful. I got a daughter. I got an older son that graduated college. I graduated college. I was a generational curse. So I broke that curse for my family, right? So I want to show that black excellence, that family with a beautiful wife, beautiful kids. These guys, directors, they be like, yo, I'm the director of this, but you got a white girl on your arm. I'm the director of this. You got a white woman on your arm. I'm the director of this. You have a white woman on your arm. And it's like, so you only date white women? Yeah, but then, right? When you only dating one race and you only get tied to one race, I couldn't just bring a black girl home, being in the position I am, because girls I went to high school with, and people would have been like, they already called where we live. You're in West Virginia, bro. You're like, I'm not in West Virginia, but they gonna call me as soon as I go to Winchester and I start
You're on that side of the mountain, you might as well be in fucking West Virginia.
What they gonna say to me when I bring, as soon as I come home, Bert, what's up? This is my wife. See, now I don't know.
Yeah, you've done pulled her out of a holler somewhere.
You done sold out, Chris. You're a sellout. That's what they gonna call me. That's what they gonna say. You know what I'm saying?
No, this day and time is this so
goddamn.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, bet.
It's still now.
My mama dead, her mama dead, her mama died in my arms, my mama said it wasn't fair. Her mama raised, I told her she crazy. She told me one day I'm gonna be gone, Michael.
I'll do this.
Okay.
That's his guy. That's his favorite guy, right? Could Barack Obama be president of the United States with a white woman on his arm?
He has so much fucking charisma. I don't think fucking he couldn't
I
not.
don't think he could. You don't think?
What?
I don't think he could. I don't think he could. Barack
No
Obama
fucking way.
could not become president of the United States with a white woman on his arm.
Don't get me wrong. I didn't vote for the guy, but let's make that
know
clear.
that.
I didn't vote for him,
Yeah.
but. I mean, I if anything, I think that would have fucking bridged the gap between the white community and the black community to put him in.
These are views. I think a lot of black women would have been.
Oh, that motherfucker's ass. Yeah. No, I've heard that.
just because the reason why most people voted for him, not just because his charisma and, his politics, but because he was black.
My mama did, my grandmama did, my mama did, my grandmama did.
Mama. Sometimes I need.
Because that's a decision that, later on I regretted, voting for him. You know what I'm saying? Because, I knew what I was voting for, but when after it was all said and done, he didn't, do what I was expecting he was going to do for us. But it was like even to, it don't take nothing to stand beside us when things happen that the world see racially charged and happening to us. And he never stood beside his people or let alone even,
Let me count it, right? And this is no disrespect. I don't care who you date. I'm married. I'm
on the same
the rest of my life. So I do want to let the camera know. And I had my coaches, they married and I don't really care. I think it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. It's just what I chose to do in my life was marry and present a black family for my life, right? Whatever, but I have no problem. I'm with whatever you did, I don't really care. But to counter what you're saying, and I'm gonna go with what Miles said, when you become president, mayor, a lot of times our race, we put this skin color as you gotta be for us, right? Saying you feel this right now, what we're going through, you have to be for us. No, your job is not to stand by black people. Your job is to be, if you're the mayor, your job is to be the mayor of.
It's for everybody.
It's for everybody.
Right.
You still need to stand with us when it's time to stand with us. You can't act like
You can't be.
What's going on?
If that's the case, you can't be in a position of leadership.
But did a lot?
If he gonna stand with the LGBT without the alphabet click, you gonna rock with them. But you gonna rock with your people.
No, you keep it raw.
I don't think he stood by the LBG. I think they are
He
part
pushed a
of
lot of things.
Well, here's a couple things he did and didn't do, right? So he was against gay marriage when he first got into office. But then you see, like, I don't care if you're gay, straight, or what, so long as you're not an asshole, right? But then he was also the one to put the White House up in all the rainbow colors too. So I part of growing is changing your views on stuff. I get that, right? But I do think that, to your point, when Obama was running, he was supposed to be the guy for the black community, right? And a lot of people voted for him because of that. And then when it came time to put up or shut up, he just fucking laid an egg.
So my point we get into is Trump, and we're not gonna get into politics too much, but Trump, is he supposed to be the voice for the white community?
I don't think so. Look at how many chicks he's banged from both sides.
I'm just saying, if Trump is supposed to be the voice of the white community,
But he never came out and said he was going to be the voice of the white community like Obama said he was going to be for the black community.
but that's what the slogan. But I don't think Barack Obama ever said that. But I'm saying to you, as the president of the United States, right? You are the voice for the American people,
100%.
right?
100%.
100%. It's us who, and this is our view, that's why this is beautiful. It's us who say, man, you better stand.
See, my thing is, if you are from a racial culture that's, been on the bottom for so long, and you make it into a prestigious position where you can have some type of direction and put certain lights on certain situations and take light off. It's just like, my thing is, how dare you get into that position of power and not do anything? We're not expecting you, at least me personally, being a black man, I'm not looking for you to just be pro-black. But I'm like, hey, when something happening to us and you the top dog, I'm expecting you to at least stand up for us, say something, but to just not even get in the mix is diabolical. It's like it's crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you know the struggle, you know what we've been through, and you know what's going on. At the end of the day, people always say, "Oh well, you got all these black clueless people out here, like they really, I don't feel like there's any racial things going on, or this isn't happening to me, or so since it's not happening to you, because you can put yourself into a better situation, that doesn't mean that you turn the lights off of what's happening to, especially when you still got this. At the end of the day, it's like, okay, what circles you get into, what type of money situation you get into. At the end of the day, you still, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So
like, all right. But I mean, there's a lot right there, right? So, I think part of the issue, right, was when Obama came out. Like, if you look at there was a video done in the 90s. I think it was the early 90s. You can find it on YouTube, and hopefully we can find it and link it, But some reporter went around and asked folks in the black community, hey, how do you feel about racial relations, right? And this is like city folks, right? And they're saying that, I think everything is good, everything is good here, right? And then about the time Barack Obama got put in office, you started seeing a lot of racial tensions right there. Now, there's some folks on the white side, right, who there'll never be a black man in my White House. It's called the White House for a reason, stuff like that, right? Yeah. Kind of bullshit, right? But those voices get amplified, right? And then it makes my culture look like a bunch of assholes, right? When all I really want is a motherfucker in there that can do the goddamn job, right? But then you come out and then you see, and I'm going to get fucking roasted in the comments because I can't remember the name of the guy. But he got killed over in St. Louis, right? Got shot in the back by the cops.
Michael
Brown.
Yeah.
How the hell is the white guy remembering this shit? Come on now. Come on now.
So much that happens, it's hard to keep up.
Exactly.
No, I get it. But, right, so around that time, BLM and everything started, but Barack Obama was pushing a lot of these DEI initiatives, right? Which, in my mind, as a white guy, not speaking for the whole white race, but just in my mind, that divides us up, right? When I'm all about a merit-based system, right? A meritocracy, if you will, right? So
we did one hell of a job. Listen, you don't have to agree. That's why this is.
I know. I got you.
This is the beauty of our beauties, because I don't have to agree with nothing you're saying. That's the beauty of this podcast and us being a brotherhood. Like, he did a hell of a job. He was very influential. He did give young black children, young black women, anybody. He gave black people a chance to look at somebody that's powerful to say, you know what, we can be you. And he did it the right way. It was no discredit on his name except for our views. You ain't never catch Barack Obama in no scandals. His children, very successful. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? His wife, she did a great job at even promoting and at promoting and empowering herself as a woman of color. He didn't, I'm the man of the house. No, he let his wife shine. So he did a hell of a job. So views is we want him to do this, we want him to do that. The DEI situation doesn't affect black people. That's okay. It's disabilities, everything. So I'm not, like I said, we're not going to be political. But here's our counter. Our counter is, I'm still of this skin color. I know way more than you, right? Not you for say, Miles.
I got what you're saying.
I know way more than you. I gotta prove over and over and over and over and over and over and over again that I know way more than you. If you even look at sports, right? I'm looking at an area right now in sports. Make this make sense, right? I ran a successful business for the past 15 years, right? I have this kid in college, this kid that's a professional. I got a group of kids I influenced and a group of coaches that went to college to play basketball, right? That graduated with their degree. And because you and Eric are cousins, and then I'm over here as an AD.
I already know where you're going with
Yeah,
that.
oh yeah, we're gonna go. You're not even looking at my coach that's way more qualified than both of them.
Agreed. That's nepotism.
Nepotism. And I, as the culture, as the toy drives, I have done more in the community than you could ever create. I can bridge the gap from white, black, young, old. I got a disability. I got a league that specializes in kids with disabilities. So I even have that community. And you look at me and say, "Oh, you're not qualified." I'm too qualified for a $1,400 stipend.
Yeah.
But because when I apply, oh no. So I gotta work for my skin color and work for my position because of I'm in a position of I have this position right now. So we as black people, man, we gotta work in so many different facets. And I say that even women have the hardest time alive, even white women. Cause I wanna support that. I wanna support this. I wanna support that. I wanna show who I am as a woman. Well, it's still a man like white, black, or whatever. You're still a woman. You're not fit for this position.
Well, so, like, what positions are we talking about? Like,
You tell me what position.
bricklayer?
Put on an even playing field if that person in power, just spread it out evenly. You can't just do everything for these people or this party and don't do nothing for that party. So I'm not looking at it like, oh, when you're black, you just need to work for us. I want you to do everybody good, but I want you to make sure
We good.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we always get the short end of the stick, and you know, it's no mystery. So it's just like
I think that's
we hoping for when we see us up there. Not only do that make us proud, because it's like, okay, you know, we always want to see us in a better light than we're portrayed, to give us that inspiration that there's something out there better for us, that we can be better than what they say we are, and that what we think we are. You know what I'm saying?
Lifetime, I had to put my beliefs on the front line. In every song that I sing, it's always been you and me. Tell my baby it'll be another late night. I left work 8 hours after midnight. No breaks, no sleep, and it's always been you and me. You know it's always been you and me.
So you're a creative player. So we need to create
I like
a
that.
bathroom for you guys.
No, why can't
We
the
don't
bathroom,
have
the bathroom should be just neutral. But I'm saying if it's women and men, I'm just, my view was nothing. I just want us to understand, like, okay, we have some of the same issues, like you know, the women in sports, men in sports.
Fuck, man, that sucks.
We don't like it. I don't like that.
I don't want. If I had a daughter, I would not want her to get a concussion, right? From a bigger, stronger male, right?
Scientifically, it's just
Built different. Built
You know what I'm
different.
saying? It's going to happen.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's some women out there who are great athletes, right?
Yeah, snoop some of our boots.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I can get outran by about half of them. You know.
But it's still, like, I feel like not that a woman should be in a woman's place, but I think it's this thing where they've been pushing this for so long to the point where it shouldn't be a culture where women are trying to compete with a man.